Hey, 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 welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. It's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and I missed you guys. So today, thanks. A shout out to the subscribers for messaging me and let me know the updates regarding Krishan and Blueface is very much appreciated. But I did want to come on here and talk about the latest news with Blueface. So let's hop right on into it. If you have seen probably now on various platforms and social media that Blueface is supposedly had been scheduled to 4 years prison time for the probation violation in California. So kind of to speed everything up to give you guys a general idea. Everybody knows that back in 2021, and I'll flip this to make this bigger. So back in 2021, he was arrested for an assault against a bouncer at a uh, nightclub in Fernando. I keep saying it incorrectly, but he assaulted a bouncer or bodyguard, whatever the case may be, and he was convicted of that charge. He pled nolo contendere, and we all know what that means. It's not saying that you did or you didn't do it, but you are accepting whatever plea that comes with that. And then going into, let's see, he had a hearing again for the probation violation sentencing today. We know that it was pushed back because I believe that the judge was going through some things, but obviously we know, in my personal opinion, I don't think it was so much of her having surgery or anything. It was just merely the fact that they had to kind of go back and forth, and when I say they, the judge, the defense attorney, and the state, trying to come to some type of agreement to see exactly what how they were going to handle this situation. So initially, he was sentenced to a formal probation, which carried, I'm gonna take that back. It was a formal probation, and the judge said, "Okay, I'm going to put you on probation for 2 years and 5 months, and during that time, you have specific stipulations and rules that you have to abide by. You can't violate your probation in any way." And so we know time and time again, even if we go through the proceedings, if you look how many probation violation hearings that he has had in the past. All right. So California is saying enough is enough. But I do want to point out something. If you're not familiar with formal probation is, it's very important that you understand probation in each state and the terms and the sentences that comes with that particular probation. So going here, it says a formal probation is granted by the court and as an alternative to prison. Formal probation provides an offender with the benefit of supervision in the community by a probation officer. Offenders are given court ordered terms and conditions of probation to follow for 3 to 5 years. If the offender violates those terms and conditions, the court will be notified and they could be sentenced to serve the remainder of their sentence in county or state prison. So, first of all, it's very important that everybody understands that there are different types of probation. Like here, you have a summary probation. All right. So he was placed under a formal probation. Now, as far as what the sentencing is for what he violated, which was Penal Code 245A, and I'm going to go here. If we look at this, any person who commits an assault upon the person of another by any means of force likely to produce great bodily injury shall be punished by imprisonment in the state prison for 2, 3, or 4 years, or in a county jail for not exceeding 1 year, or by a fine not exceeding $10,000, or by both fine and imprisonment. Okay. So here they granted him a formal probation. Okay. And like I showed you guys, there were several probation violation hearings that took place since he was sentenced. So now that you violated your probation, your formal probation, now based off of what we see here, you have to carry out your terms. So for that, like I said, it's either 2, 3, or 4 years. So supposedly the judge said, okay, your probation is going to remain revoked, and now you're going to be sentenced to 4 years in prison. And that's that. So I showed you guys the definition of what form of probation is. I showed you guys what the penal code is and the sentence that it carries. Hopefully this kind of sums up why he was sentenced to that 4 years. All at the end of the day, it is going to be up to the judge's discretion. That she could have sentenced him to 2 years. She could have sentenced him to 3 years, but she thought 4 years would be sufficient. Now, all of this is alleged. We don't know exactly if the court has done this. I don't have the paperwork yet, but based off of what Carlissa has been saying and supposedly Blue's father, he has been sentenced. Okay, it sucks. It really does. I do not wish prison time, jail time on anybody. But at the end of the day, if you violated your terms of your probation, and this goes for Kashawn and any of the criminal uh uh clients that I even work with, if you do the crime, you have to do the time. There's so many chances that a judge is going to give you. If they keep seeing you back in the courtroom, they have to make an example out of somebody. It's very unfortunate, but here we are today. So tell me what you guys think about in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, I'm out. Be blessed.